in His time. Yeah, in His time. In His time.
Yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks, almost 3.
Almost 3, right?
3 weeks.
And
I think 3 weeks. Yeah. Third week. Yeah.
Now, Abrabom to saying,
oh, Nyamia Domboko, we be at the dean by the grace of God.
Now, Mohonus, you know, Anyamohe, Mokano, so name we are Honina.
Not too much.
Okay.
Not too much. I don't know if ABI on was stroke a crabber. I think the road in the coho, the lakeside, those areas, they are flooded.
Wow. Papa, isn't normal the way you know Tony said the flood na obeti debu na Papa, the calamities are many. Is this rain normal? Is it normal? And then yami bufubi na aba.
Dabi. I believe strongly say and most of the times certain things on the face of the earth are never normal. They are mostly spiritual. But then in order for you to ascertain the outcome of the spiritual thing, you would have to know how it happened. There is something we call negligence. Negligence is what brings most of this situation. And also certain things are about human factor. I play. Se bonsam pese oma unyare diabetes on to diabetes, they say arrow and farm ball. He will structure your pathways to start living in the way of diabetes. And to do befa kwan bi so obema akonobi. Until when the devil wants to do certain things with David, Oma Akono Boni Elidino, into bringing forth children like Absalom, number 2 no fair idea. So because a person ya obe free, the devil has a lot of patience. Okra into taking the time. Now I started slowly. Now I eat it. The same applies to your flooding systems, your water systems in your money. I started from somewhere, and as it has started, in so way turning your money, people are putting trash into gutters. I'm on for fili way land waterways and on music your madan wa okoka on penny. Anyway, this person is doing this, and all sorts of factors coming together, and now created this situation. I thought they be try to obey the power, everybody will see you as the black sheep. Yes. You're going to have problems, and I believe there's a collaborative work and shared responsibility. That if everybody comes together, nobody's house will be flooded, and that's the thing. Yeah.
Because as often be beshen come say erade boy koko say omo amuti ben nsuo omo amuti ben nsuo gata no ebe ya omuntu no mo pe baabi nko because nsuo na eba no ano de so metesa na mse ne oba mebusa say erade timi boy koko sa say nsuo beto na ebe say no. Can God talk to us like that?
Yes. God will actually inform you. He will give you the outcome of the problem. And or catch one now will free because it's a warning. He will tell you, Master, ebia your friend is saying gata you have to be aware because if flood be bansuba in so neighbor betono, God understands vividly say that we can retain that kind of water. And in so no to be floody and to warn for you to prepare for that. And to who decide this you'll be flooded, and the outcome of the flood will happen to you. Who decided to move you out of the place now? Flood never balance and come. And God can always inform us. That's actually the main purpose of prophecy, to inform you ahead of time, so that you can know the decision to do. While moving certain decisions now, you'll be stuck within that and going to that's some of the things.
And the papa flood
Yes, you can't actually pray to stop the season of rain easily, because the condition of the rain affects so many people differently. Obi wo bompire wiase ayehye se wiase njuma no. Obi wo so wadua de bompire sensuo ntopa ne ntodin na ne niama ne ye den enyini ni other things. Obi kra wo ne kwan so ayefi bompire sensuo to na ehuhuru kwan ne so. Obi so asidan opese the concrete should cure, and to no so bompire sensuo ntongu so na nkio yi. So several people and that kind of things that they are praying for. for. And in Yankupon to me, and sorry, like to focus on one angle, say, one person you better, that means better. But then, what happens next is what becomes the most important thing. Say, nipano. We have to find a way to find waterways and channels to be able to receive the water that is coming. As a obi aye bre o sika on bank account. Sika ne ba oni bibi odi betu. Odi nam kwa wana akromfo achiwa buaji. It's not a situation of God punishing you. It's as a result of you not having the room to receive the rain. Rain and water is a very valuable thing. Most of 70% of our water on the face of the earth is salt water, but the most of the water that drops out of the clouds are proper water that can be used. And in many countries, harvest rainwater for their rivers and everything, and they build upon it for many things like that. Now, we are actually suffering from blessings. Because rainwater is blessings, but we are suffering from blessing because we don't have the channels to receive the blessings. What's an identity? Yes. So if we had the channels, it will be better. Certain countries has over 20 feet deep tunnel ways to collect water. So in Sonoto, now cut deep down. And the gutters near deep. Yeah. Most of the gutters in Ghana are surface gutters. Yes. Is here. Wow. No problem.
Papa, so far, maintain what can be a fancy no say be uncom she be a radia be a channel afancy because a big case the young who crash a fin the
bigger ones are coming.
Have you seen anything about this
rainwater and its animal? Oh yeah, I've seen quite a lot of things about it by the grace of God, but as there's a way I am. Once I hear a prophecy somewhere that I am looking at, I never talk about it because we are logical people as well. We look at plagiarism as well, and the person Obia can be there, you come and follow it. I know it's a confirmation to what the person has said, or you've heard it somewhere. I just believe that we just leave the person's prophecy to go ahead. I believe strongly, yeah. Okay. But I think I've said something earlier. I know there's global situation that I sell skyscrapers in Qatar and Dubai and everything submerged underwater. And around the Strait of Hormuz, those people around that zone, anywhere around Ethiopia, Egypt, that lane, Strait of Hormuz, UAE, Oman, those lane coming. You see that right side, Tunisia, those top side, no, yes. Anywhere to the right side of the African angle. There was a flood throughout the whole place, and as I was explaining the last time, now skyscrapers were submerged underwater, which means major cities were underwater. Yes. And it's not just that place. The same thing is also occurring in America. Major cities from Miami and other places were also submerged underwater. So we were losing our coastline for more than 100 feet away, maybe like a kilometer deep into town. Yes.
Is it near?
Yeah, it's very near. It's coming like a wave.
Wow. What is the sign?
It will hit us without the rainy season.
Wow.
We will be expecting it in the rainy season, and then the rainy season will pass, and then it will hit us without
rain. When we least
not
expect
rain. No, it will not come by rain.
Does it have any meaning? A sign, no? A sign be a kasachre and I say a natural disaster.
We have hit the final stages of the world. So where we have gotten to, we are preparing. Because there are three things that have come together. The war is hitting, the pandemics are hitting, and several things are coming together. Now we have been unveiled to the ultimate reality of the alien life, which we call alien, which are fallen angels, basically. The Nephilims that has been there a long time ago, before most people were even created and born. Exactly. So they have been there. So all these revelations are coming together, leading us to the ultimate goal. And one ultimate goal that will come into conclusion with is where the global hunger will kickstart. That's why I'm telling people in Ghana that they should focus on their farming, focus on developing, focus on building their farm. Even if you're a national service student, your culture will say, demons are there. Now, honum na yese free. Don't worry, Nyankopon has more power than them. Kohonum unanasa asina majagu honama yewe edani forest na say no go and resume that farming there. Use it as a side hustle. Some of the side hustles you are rushing online for, it is already being occupied by people that already started it 20 years before you came. They are way ahead of you. There are more money in this country than you can ever imagine. If you go back there's a time coming where people will be coming for food, and the value of your food will be higher than you can imagine. Cocoa prices will shoot like rockets. Prices for plantains and cassava and everything, it will be like they are selling, I don't know whether they are selling pearls or ornaments in that pricing. Yes. So the world is going to change drastically.
Wow.
I told you it's the emergence of Africa. Africa will emerge. The black man will have value as the Lord lives.
Wow. Another concern is Ebola. To a man for Congo.
Yes.
And in Mpetemo. And also so because etaba.
Yes.
Na baneko. Sa no way to say Ebola ya. They said even cry ya dey ba wiase a COVID na dey. Ebi say a scientist na share creative virus no na aba wiase. Ebi so say it has more meanings to say more than say ehunu no. Papa Ebola na nya the one kaya e be pandemic no. And also so a spiritual meanings.
Yes, it has deeper spiritual implications. Now, I want to break down something for people. I thought it'd be predecessors, those that were ahead of us, that came with the prophetic knowledge and the prophetic ministry. They explained the prophetic to us in a very, very different manner. But in our jurisdiction, young people, the age of information, we explain the prophetic in a technical manner, which simply means that you can explain our prophetic with science. And what that means is this. Ebola and every other thing, you have to understand that there is nothing that happens on the face of the earth without it being spiritual first. That's where it comes from. All bacteria, all creation started from the face of plasma before becoming gases, before becoming liquid, and then solid. So the four states of matter is actually turned in reverse. You understand? So you understand four states of matter as solid, liquid, gases, and plasma. But in actual sense, it's plasma, gas, liquid, and then solid. Because the plasma was the first thing that appeared before all sorts of condensation to get all the elements to even come to the state of quantum condensate, like Pluto and other ice planets and things. But then, fast forward, let's scrap that one. There's a lot of pressure on that. A lot of people are like, hey, what's he talking about? So, everything started from the state of a very deeper dimension, which we do not know the control of. So science said quantum, how they call it, dark matter and dark energy. Because dark matter and dark energy is accounted for 95% of the universe. And it is non-byronic and cannot be detected by any electromagnetic radiation. Which simply means that kind of force, but then it is accounted for the 95% of the observable universe. Which simply means you're combining all elements, all planets and everything that you have known on the face of the earth as you exist. And even the more you are researching, it's just 5% of what you know. And the 95% is what controls the world, and we do not know what it is. Wow. And that's what brings you to a knowledge that there is a far deeper revelation beyond, and we cannot even detect it. That's what controls our current reality. Wow. So every atmospheric move, even the wind that is blowing, is a mystery. We just deceive ourselves and tell ourselves, oh, the wind is blowing, it's called wind. We have named things that we do not understand. Even the ocean, just the structure of the ocean is impossible. Wow. Even trees growing, you drop a corn on the floor and it grows to become a corn tree. The calculations on that is impossible. It cannot happen. Based on structure, it can never be possible for a human being to drop little seeds of sperm cells for them to grow to become a baby and then they are walking as another human being. It is impossible. Like the science is impossible. But we just walk around the face of the earth acting like, this is normal. It's because we see it happening. But when you put the structure together, that's why science knows the elements between forming water is 2 atoms of oxygen and then 1 atom of hydrogen, right? H2 hydrogen per 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, right? H2 water. But then, have you ever seen any scientific operation do 1 drop of water before?
Not at all.
We can never do 1 drop, but we know what to mix. Yes. And anytime we mix it, it becomes a bomb. We mix hydrogen and oxygen and boom.
Instead of becoming water, no?
Water. I bet you mix it, say coffee, say 1 atom of hydrogen, take 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, and then shegu.
You
see how it is. But how is it possible that could happen? The conditions under which that operation happens is impossible, which means there are upper hands that are controlling operation. So every move you see, sometimes we convince ourselves, we're like, oh, where they say, for even a palm tree to bring 1 branch. The science is impossible. It's not possible for us to even walk on 2 feet. we walking on 2 feet right now.
Yes.
it's a miracle. Yeah, it's what we call the scientific miracle for human being to walk on 2 feet.
Yes.
We are like our muscles are holding us together. It's not possible by the structure of our observable planet. It's not possible.
Papa, now saying omo ply wo Achimota forest one. Now saying nsuo bi toye madua kakraka. Dua ne ti say yo. Ade chi na dua na buda ho. Dua esi wo no nye dua keto o. Ye bu say we say sa dua we kura bu. Enso nipa tumi fam framanum ye ntofom.
Ye ntofom.
Odwin wa won tiase.
Exactly. We would just say, oh, it's gravity. What is gravity? Because you can't even see, touch, hold it, or experience it. But you're just knowing that you have weight and mass on the face of the earth. And then it happens in several phases because certain things are there. They cannot even experience gravity in many other ways. Sometimes we say it's the density. And then we mix it up and down. But there are so many deep things in the face of the world that you have not come into understanding. Wow. In our reality, we'll explain to you the realm of the spirit for what it is. And as I can tell you, any move you see happening is as a result of spiritual manipulation, spiritual happenings, or spiritual structure. Wow. It always boils down to that.
Wow. But one day where you didn't come away. Now life, is more spiritual than we think.
Than physical. Yeah.
And so, people don't have trust in prophecies.
In prophecies.
A man for prophecy ni bim. First no, nanka nipa ji nkom shedi. But now I say ayira. And now we show bin konkra no sere.
No sere.
Obeti akwa wotu say no chire ro opeka crowd no. Like now we don't take it serious anymore. Ohwe ade na asesa na saying, I mean, nipa mfanya me asem serious crowd bim. What has changed?
Yeah, the Bible said that because lawlessness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. One important thing is that as a year grow in the end time, people will really neglect the things of God. The Bible said there will be hunger and thirst. It will not be hunger and thirst for food, but it will be hunger and thirst for the word of God. That's the level we are getting into. And what will cause it? The problem is knowledge tells you what is happening, but wisdom tells you what caused it. And in that angle, what causes this kind of things is the neglect of certain things that the predecessors laid on the ground. Now, way earlier, our earlier fathers in the faith, most of them started Christianity and the move of the prophetic as ends to make money. Some started it as a way to gain power, as a way to operate in certain things. So most of those things laid a very, very dark foundation for the young generation. So when the young generation came in, they started copying certain things, started learning certain things in certain ways. And in that thing, it created a knowledge where everybody thinks the prophetic is this way or that is how it is supposed to be. And they all started following it. And as we all started following it, people were observing. And we have gotten to the age of information. In the early 1970s or 1980s prophet or 1990s prophet, when he prophesies to you, there is no research you can do to figure it out. In this modern day, it is an age of information. Information is everywhere. So when people began to learn and know, they realized that our predecessors were lying to us. And when they realized that we as the body of Christ and the prophets and the church, we can't to me and to my goofy and go abonting. So what do? We harbored it. You understand? We harbored it. And some even decided, better, cognitive dissonance. And we decided to follow that same wrong example. And when we started following the same wrong example, as a titimremono, ebe babeji now nyankopon si nipa 10 mo fa $1,000 embra no ya de bi ma mo sesia na wa for oil obi agina o se nyamene na kasa na nyankopon wi fa no gi $1,000 wo amount for 20 or no more mo ka in the Bible. You see, that can never happen. That's deception. And these kind of things were harbored, so it made people lose interest in the things because almost all your prophet when you
yes
GBB from a criminal way be a person fan musica. So that's the idea that has been created. So they could not separate, they could not put in the disparity between the church and then the prophetic operation because they understood as a criminal operation being because sorry and then now get 1,000 Ghana fiana umpa bakra na ebiana akokim
na ebi you watching na
no g and so just say hey Fabra na wa 1,000 bra enti ade no ebe oba onom no odi sikasem na eba ya but sikasem na odi ba no di pay adwuma enti first why say hey wa who believe God for financial breakthrough run forward with the money no wa be drop 1,000 Ghana wa 1,000 bra then come and drop it o kwa no say won say adwuma kwan bie wo soro wa 2,000 run right now bra now do 2,000 now because they say no ebia olori fair na ka eche no o calculate the account. Now they are cut here. So that's where people observed it. We grew up seeing our mothers and our aunties and our uncles being scammed with these things. They twisted their hands, took their money and everything. So as we were growing, we were like, is that how God works? But can something different? And they were like, no, that's not true. And that's why we began to move forward. And those days, Obonso Obisio a prophet on see us already dying poda.
Yes.
Or shetenta se na sika or G or oil. Or 500 cedis for oil. Samana wo 1,000 Ghana. Or papa do who konkron mframagu or no suji handkerchief edgy.
Yes.
You know that when people come to our church, they get marvel. And me mobi like when I give anointing oil to people, almost I'm saying, and I'm like, oh, it's free because we've added it to our church doctrine. Say this thing say. Any oil, any spiritual thing that is in the church for anointing oil, everything should be for free. So here in Catch anointing oil, but like the real bodies oil that's sold for 50, 60 Ghana cedis in store. Yeah. I literally like it's there in boxes under my table, so I'll just give it to you for free. Wow. And we have small one. I'm trying to talk, so that you can't come and just be taking. Yeah. And I don't need to know you from madam. You don't have to pay anything. I'll give you free oil. Go. And automatically more be able to say, hey, Patrick is saying because they know the price of the oil. You are giving it to them that you are praying on it for them for free like that. Yeah. Start people on margin. And I'm like, nah, what's the offerings for? These are some of the reasons. Because the offerings is for spiritual things. Wow. And to child for real. I say,
of course.
Yeah, and that's how it is. So that's some of the things that has happened. But our predecessors made it very different. Some of them made it too strange, and the prophetic was very dark. It was only for doom prophecies. So everybody hated it, hated the prophets, and I believe that we are trying to change the narrative. And I believe because of some of us, people are seeing clearly. Wow. And I believe strongly say, whilst we're also building, some people should not come and destroy it because you are breath.
Yes.
First I say respect back a grammar prophetic. At first also you're a prophet crowd there. Hey, no beard in his house on the bottom, no ambiviano.
Yes. Nancy o wa na obi abehyenkom o se o we ebekọ ha be few hours no asamba ya 10 no ekọ ha afi ebewi no na nkọ ba bia na afi de o ya o se o bibia temper papa some of them no are they playing with our minds say fancy football dey ebia Arsenal ekobo against PSG na ebia o se o PSG be win we are also that be Arsenal be winning. Na ebo we are na PSG ne winning ye. Na I say one man look to say me can say PSG. I say is it a tricks and
yeah, I honestly, I think this finals thing. I was watching some videos and I was so confused. I was like, what's going on? So I had to like literally pay attention because it was a game. What was it? They're referring to the game of safety. The game of safety. I always tell people, say, that's why we set catalysts. The reason why God gave me the knowledge of setting catalysts is that it said to me that people are not credible when it comes to the prophetic because they want to save face. Yeah. So they are like, oh, I have said this will happen. Omo comes, I told you, say, people want the waves to decide because they are not setting.
Yes.
So they are like, okay, Fanny say, NDC, ebe we need election, no? Nanso wan hwea sene me hu sem frama bi bo wachi no MPP betimi afa ade no so they have made it two. You don't know which is which.
Yes.
Later they will come back again and say me who say NDC a decline but then the next time they will come me who say MPP for NDC sign. So they are on all two sides. If it happens, and then at one point in time, they will add the next stage of operation to say, say America say NDC air corner. One share NDC be away. So when the heat is rising, they prophesy to the heat. That's the problem. Now, the reason why they are catalysts, and when we learn, and I always pray for people to learn these things. The reason why they are catalysts in our prophecies is that I want you to understand that the prophecy that I'm prophesying, I have no control over it. I'll leave the prophecy and prophesy a prophecy inside the prophecy. When the prophecy inside the prophecy happens, then you will know what happens next. So that one, you will not even need me to come and explain it to you. So no, because I'm not having the wheel. But way earlier, they always have the wheel in their hands. So they twist the prophecy in whatever direction. So it's like a system to save face, which I believe that we should just leave it for it to be. There's a difference between you prophesying and using like key principles. Sometimes to prophecies, no, ultimately you say 1 minute video to conclude the prophecy.
Okay.
You would need to pay attention to what the person has said. I thought the baby was starting maybe for a while before all, but I believe that most of the times, the mind games is too much. Yeah. They should just stop it. It's not necessary to prophesy about some things. You free. Say God has not given me a trust. Next year away from it.
Several times my busa will be I can say, oh, this one.
Yeah, obviously I'm UEFA champion final. Yeah. That guy, there's a guy in Uganda, Zambia. While prophesy, his prophecy came to pass. I could have just repeated it to you, and then I'll just use it to take attention. Yeah. But I saw the prophecy. So we should just ignore it and let that guy go. That's it. No need to also add myself to it.
Now, you didn't come and say, let's educate the people about how you make yours.
Yes.
One say, before Ghana Crabbe qualify for World Cup, now what the kind and ye didn't come.
Right.
Ekika go say be shigina. Ye qualify we and so ye didn't come besine.
Right.
Emma Oka say, Sinyame adom, na the day you call World Cup nibia. Or one go be or besha, and then my progress. And now Saka Kudus so dear.
Yes.
And now can how a year. Other boys no be performing good a tournament.
Right.
But here is the case, the day you we am friend.
Exactly.
Kudus we plenty when Timmy and call. But Udi come here who say the day we one go. And spiritually no. A hono chire mu kakra one go no. No one. Na nyame ahyehyɛ sɛ the day be share one go. Say nyame ahyehyɛ so be kɔ de ne Adena nyame amananko.
Amananko. Okay. So that's the way I explained it to you earlier about the two when I'm explaining earlier. Yeah. And these how prophecies are. Prophecies, no, you were different phases of prophecy. Now there is what we call the original timeline.
Okay.
The original timeline is the time pattern that exists. I want everybody in Ghana to pay attention to this knowledge. The most critical knowledge you would want to hear. This is the time you do clip farming. You can clip it. This time for clip farming. So clip it now.
All right.
This is where you make your clips. Now, the prophecy, we have the original timeline. The original timeline is the timeline where every single thing is destined, which is what we call the perfect timeline, which means everything that has to happen will happen within that timeline. It's a straightforward timeline. It's a direct pattern. It's a correct timeline. So which that one, there is nothing that can be done about it. Like when you see a pattern over there and it's going. So Fanny says, "Bibi, what original timeline that states that, okay, on the 20th of this, say Bessie, but then there is no possible catalyst to be able to turn the opening of that timeline. No matter whatever you do, it will be your reality. You will live in it. There's nothing you can do about it. Because the original, I know now yet me catch any panopo, nani panati say neighbor BC or Kosoba from not happen the same way we have said it. It's because it's in the original timeline. Then we have another timeline which are branches of time. I think I've explained that to you. A branch of time is a timeline that certain catalyst has been placed in it for an activation, which simply means say ebia ye call World Cup no ye nyina ye ko no ye kwa fa ebia original timeline no ye nko bibia ye report 3 matches we are back to Ghana. That's the original timeline. So as the original timeline is going now, it comes with specific patterns and catalysts within the original timeline. So a catalyst is like pathway that you know what is coming next in that condition of language. So then this catalyst kicks in. Then this one kicks in. Then you're like, okay, if it's about 4 catalysts that has to happen to get there. So which means you're zero. Then there is another option that comes to you and you're like, you know what? So saying the Bible said that the just shall live by faith. So faith is what controls the dimensions of the world. So we want you to get involved in it as a master of time, as a prophet. As how the Bible said, the Lord took the king to the mountain. The prophet took the king to the mountain, and he said, take the archer or the arrow and stab it on the ground, and as many times as you stab it, that is how long you will reign over the people, which simply means that you are man of jurisdiction to determine his destiny. The same way when Ezekiel was in the valley of dry bones, he said, son of man, prophesy upon the dry bones. He gave the jurisdiction to the son of man, so the son of man can bend the outcome of the life of the Israelites by moving in that jurisdiction. So that's what we call the branch of time that can be created. So in that angle, we can manipulate the operation of what is set and get a different outcome. So which means we can take a detour from the original timeline and end up in a different location. So that's the detour, a branch of time. That branch of time will also come with its own catalyst. That should not be breached. That's where the conditions come in. Because branch of time has strong conditions. So without the strong conditions, you will always be slapped back into the original timeline. What I say? And that's where the pattern is. So these two things is how you understand how the timelines do operate. And once you now get into a branch of time, you are now interfering with the original timeline. So now you set catalysts that only say in this branch of time you will see the outcome, because we're in the fourth dimension. Observing from the fourth dimension, I see three-dimensional reality all together in space-time as one. Which simply means that only say when I sit here, I look at you from when you are old man to when you are a baby at the same time as I'm looking at you. Yes, so I don't need to look at you as a young man and wait for you to grow. I know when you're older and when you are younger. So I can see your baby face and your old face at the same hour, at the same time, in the same minute. So that's observing from the fourth dimensional reality. So now, in that angle, you will see the outcome of the branch of created. And that branch of time that is created there by the grace of God, what you will notice is that the conditions which are the catalysts are supposed to be followed. So they say, oh, man, pamuwe, fawe kan we hu. This is the outcome I saw. But because it's a branch of time, human factor can always play a role.
Oh, okay.
So in the Bible made it very clear in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 3, when they were going, Elisha prophesied a prophecy. He said, make this valley full of dishes, and he made a decree that you will conquer the Moabites. As for the Moabites, he said, I will hand them over to you. Now, the people began to conquer. The prophecies came to pass. The valley was filled with waters and everything. And then as they were going forward, they conquered walled cities. But the Bible said that as for the Moabites, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
And you will conquer every walled city. But when they got to the Moabites, for something strange happened. The king of the Moab took his firstborn son, who was supposed to reign in his stead, and he sacrificed him on top of the wall. He chopped off his head, which simply means that his next of kin that's supposed to be the king, who is the prince, he sacrificed him on the altar on top of the wall. Immediately the battle did what? Turned.
Wow.
So the prophecy redirected. Wow. How did the prophecy redirect again? So Elisha of all people, his prophecy was redirected, which means that there has been a tempering. Now, before Elisha came to that scene, he said, why don't you go to the gods of your fathers or go to the gods of your mothers? And he said, if I have not regarded the presence of Jehoshaphat, I will not do these things, which simply means that was a branch of time, which means the prophet was directly interfering, because the original prophecy was that these people, they won't go anywhere, they'll fail. But then I am going to interfere now because I have looked at Jehoshaphat and I'm going to do something about it. And when he did something about it, there is a counter. So branches of time can be counted by human nature and spiritual operation. You see how branches of time do it? So that's what happens in 2 Kings chapter 3. Exactly.
Now, Yan Shewi. Mekai tamo Ghana ne Japan kobo friendly match no.
Right.
Ye player baku prayer ye friend Abu Francis.
Right.
And I remember ye di hun komo na oka say sa injury no wasn't meant for him.
Yes, it was Kudus injury, the same just the same location.
Good. But here is the case, sa injury no Kudus avoid it.
Yes.
But me no can say still Kudus is suffering.
He got injury.
So where from that too? Because o deviate back no. So what happened?
So now we give them a pattern of time. You see, when we are managing branch of time, we give you the chance to avail yourself. And the availing of yourself is you, the person that is party to the thing. When we give you the sign, you're supposed to be aware of the sign and make motion. Whilst those pattern of time are going on, GFA is talking to me. Everybody's talking to you. But the one that I have prophesied that this will happen to you at this zone, you are blacked out. Semenyo, fast the whole family with me. Semenyo with me. Quick, very sharp. They don't waste time. You see how it's moving now.
Yes.
He has gotten access. He's won certain things. Yeah, we are operating in that dimension. So people move. Thomas Partey, we are in motion. We're about to deal with some things, but it has gone too far. But we'll deal with some things. So see, all those people, these things are surfacing and people are showing up by the grace of God. But then let's go back to the main thing. Kudos parting. I wanted to show you people a sign that this branch of time can be tempered with. So me every time I do it like signs.
Okay.
So I said, okay. I said the jersey number is 17. This location on the football pitch, this jersey number, the person's ankle will be broken. That is the thing I have seen. Now, how do we change that reality? We interfered with time for the reality to change. Now, people can be replaced, as I told you earlier, even before that prophecy, that the thing that will happen, but the parties can be changed. So parties swapped from that location. Immediately, the outcome of that situation happened exactly. Now, the mere fact that the outcome has been changed does not mean the enemy will not create another way to get you into the same trouble. Then, listen to this thing very carefully.
Okay.
When the branch is broken, there's a different prophecy I prophesied. I said they will be playing the football and then they will sit on the floor.
Yes.
And they will not get up from the floor.
Yeah.
Then that outcome reversed quickly into the median, which was the thing that was supposed to happen, that is skipped. It was hit by the second one, which was not even supposed to happen in his league. It was supposed to happen at the World Cup. And then he hit him in his league. And they sat down, the same problem, and he was out of the league.
Yeah.
Just like that. So what has happened over there? Manipulating with time and moving patterns of time. The parties are supposed to be strong spiritually and listen and operate. If they do not listen and operate, they will definitely be hit. If they miss one, they will be hit by the other one. You see where the problem is?
Yes.
So they did not observe, they did not work, and they were hit by it. That's what is supposed to happen to him there happened to him earlier. And if you could study the same description, it was like the same thing happened to him, but not at the World Cup. In the club, rather, the same situation.
Okay.
The same picture, the same image of how he even sat on the floor. Description, the same thing, but not at the World Cup in his team. So what is supposed to come later came in earlier, and that's what locked him ahead.
So coming earlier, anything kebeba later no. Which one has done him good?
It has saved his destiny. He will be back on the pitch playing better.
It's better say Kudusunko World Cup no now.
Yes, it was better. Because I've been sending you people a message, like I've been giving the knowledge earlier. Because I'm catch that is Obi Pape Juma. Says no more say Otoado. Yeah, say and as a coach, you know, and I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I mean to me from Manu to say, hey, Nipano Onko, so that they will turn it on me that I'm Prophet of Doom or saying something again. I say, they make it look as if why you now didn't come you are no see Nipano so say no. So what I do is Obi Papa Juma, me nko, but then what I'll tell you is the outcome of the situation. Unti and me see or World Cup now. First up, 10 minutes crap on to Mimbo. So if you decide to send him to the World Cup, so that 10 minutes on Congo, this is that simple knowledge. And I described earlier, no. Say ya shall come say, one tina, movie free, you want to go down, too free, why free from there? The flood there to come.
Yeah.
Once the flood is coming, if Utinawa ever flood, one Tinawa ever flood, so Bonyansa Fuya Bunube, Yankana, they've told you the person cannot play. If you send him there, because even at that time where I'm still telling you that the person cannot play, I knew where the person was at the moment.
Okay.
His current situation.
Okay.
And his current problem physically. We know the people, we know their managers.
Okay.
We know exactly what was happening to. So I know that there is no way you can magically recover and enter into the football pitch. But I'm not going to use my mouth to say it. Never.
And the injury no said the amount for Esuroma Kudus say ebetumia ending the career no. Is that what is going to happen?
No, it's not going to. It's actually going to save him from all the stress. Okay. It's going to come out better. It's going to save him, cry. It's going to save him.
Okay.
It's because what has happened already has taken place. Because that's where people start paying attention. Now, like we see when certain things happen, now certain footballers are now removing their heads small, fast towards my direction. Like, okay. It's not because we are looking for them. If you can ask all of them, I don't deal with money matters with people. No. I don't do bring me this, I don't care. We will show you what God can do. And that's all. and as the Lord lives.
Now, you have party situation, Papa. Say England for consider say because of allegations from their tonosono. Say Ghana ne England be boa. Say other players no shake your hands.
Right.
Now they are thinking and planning say I do party so amun shaking nsa. The amun conclude about is out. Sports news baby and na no so yani ways game na boy no na omu bu no mu huru no pa. Now party na semi me allegation court to be any na sem nka say the ato no so ye no kra na nya no kra, but already is having effect on his career.
Exactly.
And also so no ebe wie saying.
Yeah, I think I told them what to do. So right now, no, right now I'm a party to the operation. So once I enter the matter, I don't talk about it.
Okay.
Yes.
It's nice. Oh, yeah,
it's in my room.
All right.
I'm a party to the situation, so I don't have to talk about
Good.
it.
Yeah, Inaki Williams. Now, no, yeah, the neighbor moon friendly game. Ball I saw a boy crying through 3. Inaki still na papa. There's no improvement.
On the machine, who come 2020. The first day I'm neighbor Black Stars say I'm like, that player, don't put him there. On no crowd, I mean, I'm so sure come about the Portugal Ghana match 5-2-3, no.
Yes.
Let me say 5 goals. And on your empty power went to me and Shano. Because the prophecy says 5 goals. You can't add 1 to it to make it 6. Wow. It's not possible. Even if we leave you on the pole line, say Boshe Muntimi shame. On your empty power, you couldn't score. Because prophecy cannot be broken. That's the thing. Exactly. So now, me catch up say Inaki Williams, but his spirit has no capacity to hold the Ghana football. He is not conditioned in that realm. And Omonja Infantunche, or bet me about the fine me, I don't care about it. I'm not most time I can obi papa Jumano. I'm not going to interfere with it. But then I'll tell you the outcome. If he goes, he can't do much. From 2022, I told you, yes, African Cup, he will fail continuously. It's not going to do anything. I told you about this thing. Semenyo, he will excel externally, and when he comes here, he cannot save us anyway. And that's where directions have begun on his side. Okay. Now he will uphold foundation. He will show his face. He will be able to break certain barriers in that angle. Almost ne Bobrano over here, no, he will not see empty point and be throwing it away. Yeah. He will begin to contribute to many things. He will enter the assist. He will enter the goals. He will be a part of something great in the country. Now this is it because there is a work, there's something going on. There's a workforce in that realms. The other one, no, he doesn't have the capacity. If we stretch him 2,000 years in Ghana, he cannot.
Inaki, no.
He should have played for Spain. His destiny would have been better. He ruined his life by making
it. Before Inaki beba Ghana, no senka or year 1 or 2 biansana.
His families had to consult. It's not always about I want to play for Black Stars. No. Once you enter that realm, there's a lot of contention going on. You will you will destroy your destiny. He should have stayed in Spain, played for Spain. He would have been one of the biggest strikers in the world. He would have been competing with Haaland by now, fighting over big names. By this time, Nanka almost contending with him in Madrid, trying to remove, like, I watched certain timeline. I checked his future. Way back in 2022, I said that if he does, he should stop forcing himself to come to Ghana because he has chance to go and strike for Madrid. They would have put in all those strikers, those Mbappe to the right, and then Vinicius to the left, and put him as the main number 9.
Serious?
He would have been the next Benzema.
Wow.
I spoke about all these things in 2022. So that was his destiny. By now, Kabaita more champion Madrid or more fight over big things.
I said,
and interference. No, yes. He has walked into the wrong pattern of time. He has breached his own timeline.
Wow. I feel young here the day any New Jordan.
Exactly.
And come here say omo clubs be me and san na relegation.
Okay.
And also so is it normal because Jordan ko England and come say 3 teams and wabo ni na relegation. Now say kwa the relegation that you can say o san ko down bi am. Ama say team ne say 11 players first 11 ni na no omo nyina akọ. And also so normal.
Yeah, there's a lot of contention. Let me be very, very frank with you. I don't know what Abedi Pele has done to Ghana people, or the DIU has done to Ghana people, or Jordan has done to Ghana people. But I think, say, in this country, we need to support our. There's a way. I check Brazilian media and I check other media, their football, how they deal with their footballers. Yeah. There's a way. Say you call na yentimi Bobo, and I think Ghana for how we support our people is the reason. We have a very negative way of dealing with our Black Star people, and in a sense, the nation in itself is the nation is playing football, but everybody hates them. They wish they will fail, so they can get something to insult. We are now heading into a social media imprint in Ghana what we call the anti-progress, which simply means that we always want people to fail so we can complain about it. And that's where our psychology is getting into. Our knowledge is getting to that level in Ghana where obia person being failing now or trashing the pull him down mentality. So even if the country is going forward, they will not allow. Dede Ayew is one of the best players we have ever had in Ghana. Dede Ayew will surprise you. He and Asamoah Gyan were tough seats in the Ghana football. No player in Ghana here was able to do what he has done. He brought us under 20 World Cup, FIFA World Cup. He gave us history. This guy led us through African Cup in several ways. There may be many politics, many games across, but the guy can play the football. He is better than most of the people that they have like. Oh, team now, maybe 10 and 5 players pay free to contend with him. The rest of the 20, no, all of them, Shembom, zero. Zero. He is better than all. If he is there right now, playing at the central angle over there, the day you would have shocked people. He would have surprised them. That was his last dance. They did not give it to him. They gave the last dance to Ronaldo. They gave it to Neymar.
Yes.
They did not give it to Dede Ayew. Why they did not give it? He's gone to World Cups more than all the players there. Some of the players almost say we'll go to the World Cup. He said, Majai.
But Papa, the reason now.
I just wanted to support Ghana. Now I say I can support the so I want to come there. Let's go. But I told them, we'll go. You see the people that we are hyping them.
Yeah.
It will shock you.
Wow. The day problem here, AFCON I bought Ivory Coast no. Oba mu na okoso penalty no. Say eno na man for here say akwa no too late.
No, it's because we Ghanaian people, no. Sometimes some of us are ungrateful people. Some people have some behavior. I don't know how they get it, but they just hate people that have done 999 things, and then the 0.01 is what they hate them with. This thing, Asamoah Gyan scored a penalty, came back, scored a goal on that same day, did his best. Other people went to score the penalty. Why are they not blaming those people that scored? Adia went to play a penalty. Other people scored the penalty. He came back to score the penalty to win. The fact say wa boba no amount for boba de biama eshi one no we are on here from soda. But today you've carried that penalty on his neck all his life. You've hated him, hated his brother, hated his family, hated him so much, threatened his parents and everything because of course a penalty. If they put the ball on your feet, can you play it? That's the question. We cannot answer that kind of questions. Because there are some things that if we want to develop as a country or as a nation or as a black man, the black man, we have to shut down this mentality. Because you hate you for something small. A friend saying, Dede Ayew, that penalty now you are hating. We brought in new 2 defenders that came to cause penalties. Or maybe ball penalties, or maybe creative penalty. That one has been a problem. Nobody talks about it, but it's like they only attack those that shine. If unyo biana umboshia, but when you're doing better, then they want to use just one thing to shut you down. And that spirit operation, that darkness has to leave our hearts. Either than that, we'll kill all of our heroes. Your heroes in our Africa, and you know what will be left? We'll be left with nobodies, and nobody will shine on our behalf. Because even if people want to shine, they will not come to Africa anymore. They will stay elsewhere and shine in the name of a black man. Not they won't attach themselves to us, because that's a problem.
One question that is coming a lot has to do with Baba Rahman.
Okay.
Obia Semimbusa said the inclusion of Baba Rahman in the Black Star team. Ebeboa ana emwa na Mimbusa na me huni says spiritually Baba Rahman inclusion no a good effect and a bad effect.
You see, Baba Rahman many years ago was a hero as well at the number 2. We hyped him, we hailed him. He's done best, his best. He's gone back. Even if this position of the national, because one thing is, we be prepared, Juma. Say a coach, you know what technical eyes. Say na go to buy. Let him play. It's very, very simple. But then for me to interfere with that player, they're like, no. Say it's about put because we go Kenya call bench no match. No, we are going say Prophet Telvin or radio so or the nana to guy. No, so na bench no. Nope. I'm not among.
Baba asema okay dey obi o titwi bia dem say wabu ebe o. Bebu pa na wabu yes.
Me kind of straightforward.
Asemo. Ghana say me. Papa say World Cup and na year 4th June. Aka 7 days, 1 week, and a week pepe na yakobo World Cup no. Me pa cho hwan and be winning World Cup no. Okay, say Ben, over catch it.
Me catch them. Oh yeah, Ben.
And then we go.
Oh yeah, next week is the World Cup. What's the first match?
First match here, Mexico, South Africa.
Like way location.
Mexico.
Date.
Date 11th of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ben. We are still far. We are still far. Say, no, in 2 weeks time before we'll be here, right? Hey.
And next week, Baba.
In 2 weeks time, I come and tell you.
So,
I said, I already knew. I described them to you. I described them to you. Yes.
Okay. I see.
I described them to you. Once I'm on for video, we need to baby. I'm with you. I'm with them.
Because Mate Spain, Mate Argentina, Mate Portugal.
The whole social media, only one person, one angle they have placed their mind on, they remove them from Italy. The people that will be going, they have no hope.
Na papa dey wo hode na ka fama eprekwan ana fama eprekwan
e de o mi de mama o say makeka ne mo bebre no enti me kan no boss for e be somewhere. Let me just separate that one.
It's the fancy fridge.
Okay. We'll come back to that one. As for that one, I have full utterance, but people are waiting to bet with my prophecies. My prophecies, there's a way I am now arranging them. If you bet with it, you will not win.
Which player will shine the most at the World Cup globally, not only from Ghana, but you hear all the teams in there.
All of them are black people. Yes.
Which one?
All of them are black people.
Players not be shining.
All shining are black people. All the black people will be shining. But this World Cup, the dance, the beautiful dance, is for Mbappe.
Wow.
Kylian Mbappe. I'm not saying he's going to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
But he'll come like the wave. It's the black players. Those black players that will know. They will put on the show. They will put on the show. And that's what we want to watch. We want to watch those people and be happy. Because I've actually observed the whole World Cup to the end. And I've seen the wonderful things. And the way they were bringing the big names down. Nakba, Nakba, big names, no. Akasifona American now.
Now, you have England.
England, they will come and meet us face to face.
So,
my country be war. Yes, yes. My country, if they meet us face to face, we have to colonize them.
Until what do you hope for?
Because Yantimi and Yashi Krana, you're colonizing England. EPO is under our feet. Our players have market. It's done.
And so,
all the scouts from England will be coming to Ghana because we have removed them from it. So we're not a foundation.
Nice. So nice England crown cover biao.
England. So I'm shy and you're more Jumadia. Then that's it. So they are country mediate tour until we are there. That's why I told people that Momo they should just leave this thing and focus on how we score England.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice a Panama and Croatia and the Indian free so.
And when my country was war.
Nice we will do better in the group Kakrana.
Yes.
Then we can progress.
I don't want to say everything now. Mikasa, it's like, once I speak right now, there'll be a lot of prophecies hovering around right now. That's why I want to control the information now. When I'm controlling information, I'm controlling information very well now. Yes, because as we are doing jumping jack, but now I've stopped. I'm trying to control the information. Yeah. There is something that we have shifted. Why the coach did not show up for the friendlies before the last draw? I want to show you a match has been shifted ahead. Panama, they come and meet us.
When they say Bayadi,
it is interference. Right now I'm involved in it. Say, because somebody told me, say, nah. And I saw something abroad. We are traveled and we're in a car. And I hear boy a country and the people praise Ghana. Like, oh, football. That day, me say no. Say World Cup, yeah, be and found night. When I say, yeah, the comfort bonus in Croatia, no such movie. And they say behind me, if I can tamper with things, let me tamper with some few things and risk some few things. And I look at this. Some people were, communicating. I'm say the other night, I guess if say they were 90. Maybe now we should bend certain things. I said, okay, no problem. But when I look at the most crucial matter here, it's also the honor of the black man, the Ghanaian. I should speed am I hype. Obi am I hype. Now I call reporter. Now I buy him. We have our one chance to get a proper PR across the world, and if we ruin it, this one chance. This is the only time we really have the attention in Ghana. So I told you that in the original timeline, the bunch of time we created ahead, we were supposed to be dancing kakalika and be scoring everybody 1-1, 1-1. Host nation crowd will remove them from there. Oh.
But I know there's a 10.
That's what they interfered with. And what I'm trying to do is at least say yenya full cake now, the yenya half.
But last year, by okay, so the 21 days a year, you may be, and no, come on.
Yeah, and I make one. And yenya full cake now, the yenya half of the cake at least, because I want to watch the World Cup and enjoy it. Okay. I don't want the World Cup. Once any sada, a real World Cup now. It's supposed to be an exciting thing, but later it become like a very depressing problem in Ghana. And now Marco says because as I speak to you right now, in Penufa Bromoasi, there are people have humbled themselves to talk to me, and I love that a lot because some people have good respect. Now, in that condition, Omakasa, and some of the time say, World Cup, your corner ya sikaseka krabem na. We na ankoshia onom na omde di president atem omde di we atem say o ma say sika nya nyama midu kasa kro bi ye comparison say ma Ghana players say ni bebi omu free buy no ye mom 100,000 America cry mom 10,000 per match, and they have started those things already. So imagine they go, they don't do nothing. No ma sound with chaba. Hey,
until OABB said a
right now I'm fully involved in it.
That's good.
Because I say a sad say minister ebe sendi we obey ni for on dark or two like or train me from this time to 1 a.m. at midnight from 9 or sendi we now from 9 to nas you no what we cry or boycott everything waited for me from about 8 or 9 or so. That man is 6 up to midnight 12 1 not your dream. To just meet me just because of the Ghana this thing. And was sending a case from penny for info. Now one politician was also a king. Not even farmland king, a real estate for king, no be a crap for you. Not on any number gum. Say one of the chiefs here. Number gum. Oh, this is this. Let's try to put this thing together, and if we can do something, let's do it. Okay. So these people came to sit down and wait for me, and I was like, at least in the sign of respect and honor, no, you ain't try, baby. Let's put some things together, and don't worry, there is a way.
All right. So that's at least your group in there. Maybe progress.
We will do something. We'll be able to make a move.
All right.
Yes, we will do.
Now,
the direction and I come say you are starting. So by the grace of God, amen, we can be able to get something.
Amen. Yebe young fa Nigeria and South Africa we. No my about free Nigeria nye. Every day be bad news I for Nigeria. I mean, what should Nigeria home come? What can
I told them my head, yes.
Is it near? Because and running in Nigeria soon be ho.
And ya better. One says they say no, they are stuck with Tinubu. Oh, it would. One say I told you about a fan Nigerian. We watch what we say, but he will get a tight grip on the government until the next this is 4 years. So you see, their catalyst in Nigeria had to be Good Luck Jonathan, but Tinubu has covered him. Yes, Obi is just a front that they were using for a charade, and he had an opportunity. He could have won. He would have. This season was his turn to take over the thing, but when I get a hold of him, and the only way he lost the seat in time, when I told you, is the people. I saw Sam Mikado said, "Nah, Tinubu Tio." Yeah. And omuyi ni free presidency or two coin be landing in Nigeria, it could not enter into the country. A certain time, it's a pattern in time. But once I said that, you know, say how when it's it's like I'm on the wrong side of history.
I'm afraid now.
I can afford the Omoabo, and because I say I'm the wrong side of history, and to mechanical about me my own in this thing, because Nigeria is suffering. But once I enter my country, now I guess. That's where we shifted the patterns of time, no, and then he's holding tight grip of the government because he will hold the time. Oh, we have about 2 months. 2 months, that's 1 month, about 21 days, 22 days from, let me see, from a week ago. That's how many months we have. That they will take him out of the government. He will travel. He's supposed to travel. I don't know his travel itinerary. I'm not the president of the country, but he will travel this June. they would have come back into July and then they will not be president.
But anya masosa.
And they say, where do you man I know?
Mukurem say.
Where for about this about they can show working.
No. I'm guy. Now, last one, the last bite in Ayanko. South Africa issues, no. They say no, still now they are not giving up. Menoka says they are still driving people away. A dear calamities in so bonny bang and bebasa.
And yes, South Africa will continue doing what they are doing and everything. But then there is civil war coming because I saw South Africa divided. And when the South Africa was divided, I began to see a renaming of South Africa because people began to see and they took it to the court and the parliament and then they said this. They said that South Africa is not a name. They want a name. And then the white, South Africa became white, 70% white. And then they started civil war. And the civil war began to, got to a point where other parties, other heavy duties, started fighting against the black people, started calling them terrorists. So we will get a terrorist situation in South Africa. But then it's a lie. Then they will use that to drive the black people there from the lands because they said that they have taken over lands that does not belong to them. And actually, in documentation, the lands they were living on, it has been sold long time ago.
Wow.
And they will now bring out the documentation to shock the whole world. Even the South Africans, they don't even own the land. The president, the pressure will also start with the president. And by the time you realize South Africa will be hosted in Morocco. Yes. Hey. They will be intense in Morocco. Yes.
And because
at that time I had a prophecy with the one that I was in the Middle East. I was even at the Strait of Hormuz. Yes. Last 2 weeks. We were there, we saw a bomb flying actually. Yes. We saw a real rocket in the air. We took a video. I have a video of the rocket here. Right now, I was like, what you are news so no say I say America bomb be Adjei now on TV. But how do you know real life? I say I don't see cost hot. So at the end of the day, at that place, now I saw say Mida Honum in the building, and I realized said the whole place was flooded. That's somewhere in 20th of the last month. Once I be Honum now flooded. And then the skyscrapers were underwater. Once I was looking and I saw about South Africa too, Morocco, there was civil war there. They've taken the land documentation back and forth. And I said, no, what's going on here? This is a terrible situation. So whilst I was looking at that, later, I think a couple of weeks later, and I heard say, South African people have started their xenophobia and everything. And I say, Nankrofoya, me who movie Shamba Bekanana. You started parking our people out at all. And they're muting a crowd. So that's how I brought out that prophecy. Basically.
And
Exactly. I love you all, and I see you soon.
God bless you.